Hello, I am Jamie. This is Tradespotting. For the remainder of this week, you can catch Rocky on his channel from 2 to 3 p.m. BST. BST, of course, you can search that on Google, it means the best streaming time. And you can catch me for the remainder of this week from 6 to 9 p.m. BST. Best streaming time. There's going to be a stricter format to the show. In this episode, because I was seeing things, my dad and doing stuff with him, we're going to keep it relatively short, just to GME and AMC. We're going to go free market close and then have a look at the TA and what we might expect tomorrow, and this will constitute a clip for busy people. So hello everybody in chat. Actually, let me just do one quick thing now that I'm here. Actually, this won't constitute a clip because I have to do something dead fast. How is everybody? Let's move this over so I can see you all. Hello Amber. Hello I'm Not Cat. Hello Frostcrest. Hello Mark Harrington. Supply and demand. Moas soon. Huddle. Supply and demand. Motherfucker. Don't annoy me. Just sign me in. Please. Thanks. Cloudbot. Modules. Heist off. Heist is now off. Gamble minigame now off. Slots minigame off. Jewels off. Multi-pyramids off. A multi-combo off. Heist minigame off. Okay. So those are all turned off, so there isn't any more of that. I may turn it back on briefly once I sort it out when I have time to allow there to be 1 or 2 heists per stream, but it's too much right now and it discourages other types of chat, which I'd like to encourage more of. So temporarily, RIP, all those games in chat. Now you have to talk to each other. That's the way it goes. So I see a few people have subscribed. Thanks very much. Welcome to the channel. I'm Jimmy. Here we cover things like this stuff, and stuff happens, and we talk about things, and then more stuff happens. Right. Can't join the stream today, but love ya. Great to see ya. A schedule. Yo, Gene. Thanks very much. Joe Maxwell. Space Monkey. Write down their trading desk phone number in case you need to sell by phone if they kill the internet during the squeeze. Imagine that, eh? Belop. You know that box where they keep the internet? It's not well enough guarded. How is the TA for busy people looking? By the way, that's a great idea because I don't really have time to watch your full streams. Bellum. How is it? It's looking good. Let's do it now. We've got how long left? 12 minutes. Okay, I'm going to make this a clip. Hi Frostcrest, my lord. How are you? Congrats on modship. Who are we congratsing? Stefan S. Tradespotting. Is the MACD useful in the 15-minute chart? Yeah, it is, but not as good as it is on the 30-minute chart, where I give a good MACD signal. Like, I like to trade the MACD. It's a big part of my stuff, you know, McDonald's and cheeseburgers and fries. Anyway, I'll get back to that question in a minute and answer you properly, Stefan, on what is the best way to use the MACD, if you like. In the meantime... make a clip on this. Hi, I'm Jamie. This is Tradespotting. As you'll notice, we've got a new schedule. That's for the rest of the week. Rocky's on his channel, 2 to 3. I'm on this channel, 6 to 9 BST, Brest streaming time. Look it up on Google. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. This is technical analysis for GME, and then we're going to go AMC, and then that'll be the clip, and it'll be quick. So, the price at the minute, 183.10. We've put in a higher high on this series of higher highs and higher lows. This most recent one has come in with divergence, but we can't necessarily say that is a high until such times as we touch a 236 on the retrace and go beyond it. And currently speaking, we're above it if you take your Fibonacci from where I did 173, the low of this most recent move. If I can just delete this one, move it to be exact, and then top of it likewise, you can see that actually we're flirting with it right now. And at the same time, we have put in a touch of divergence, i.e. we've got a higher high here, but we've got a lower high on our RSI. You can see with regards to the momentum, we also have lower high on the momentum, but a higher high on the price, which suggests that you would expect a retrace. Holding the 236 would be very bullish. Don't think that that's what's happening right now. Maybe for the end of the day, that's where we see prices come in at 183.16, there or thereabouts. But it's likely that this actually does come back and put in now a higher low, having put in a higher high that was divergent across those oscillators, and that's what we expect to see for the next few minutes on GME. AMC market close. Up less percentage points on the day, not got exactly the same formation on the chart, certainly not on the 15 minutes, well perhaps on a different one, yes. There's been virtually no retrace there at all. Mind you, it wasn't as extended a move, so let's see. Touched the 236, went on again. It'll also be putting in touch of divergence should it get any higher across both the RSI and the MACD, so I expect to see at the end of the day that this will actually probably in the next few minutes come back down again, and it's a fight for $40. Do I expect it to finish there? No, just underneath it is what I expect to happen with that. And then it's back to GME just quickly to see what happens and plays out over the next few minutes and look at it in more detail. On the Fibonacci from the other side, if you take it in from our high at 195 and go down to this low at around 173, you can see on that $236. Once you reclaimed that and retested it, prices went up, touched the 50, dropped back down. This inverted head and shoulders formation, as I like to call it, how I like to do them, caught price action, played with that trend line, put in a divergent high. This is the test now. 15-minute time frame won't give you the proper answer to that. Where is a high or low? Well, you'd want to see it above the 236 on this time frame. Should it got dropped back down again and that proved to be a wick again, that's positive. It's put in a bullishly engulfing pattern on the 4 hour, so it may well be that the next low, if you see it ever go much lower, is 180. And if you're looking for the best eye today, then that came earlier at 179, but we talked about that the end of last week, how that might happen. So that's the TA on the short-term time frames and what we can expect to happen by the end of the day. If you're looking for more than those moves, or you're asking what might be happening tomorrow, well, it's good to have that context and it's good to have those targets in mind in terms of Fibonacci levels and prices. But if you're looking for what's going on a slightly longer time frame, you can see that we dropped down from this right hand side of what was perhaps a cup, but we can see now it's an ascending triangle. We moved that sustained move from the bottom to the top, and then retraced against that trend and put in a higher low and called that on the TD sequential and various other things, and there was a phase change in this and around there. And at that point we saw the prices had broken clean through 236 and had come all the way down to the golden pocket here, even a little touch extra, put in a divergent bottom, and this was a typical reaction for that sort of thing up to the 886, and then we'll see how it goes. Obviously that's the start of a higher high with a higher low in the context of this side of the chart, but on the left you can see that you've still got like important horizontals to break, and they come in at around 192, and then you'd be looking at around 216, 217. You break that, you've generally broken what would be considered the back of this formation, and you'd be putting in wick highs, touching up again at this 236, and that's up at around $265, and these are the targets that you'll be looking for. If you'd like to see that happen in a day, you would, but what's perhaps realistic and what you might expect from the TA this week is prices to hopefully capture, maintain this level below us at around 181, certainly above this golden pocket 176. That might be the best entries you get this week, and then testing up at 192. Could we see that tomorrow? Yeah, quite likely. Could we see it post-market and open up at that price? We wouldn't see it on a touch of divergence at the end, when you can see on the DMI here that ADX is weakening off, and as we see, like, there's divergence across both of your momentum oscillators, so I'm not necessarily anticipating that. It's all about the higher low it puts in. And this one here at around 176, although that's on the 4-hour time frame, and although they've put in a bullish engulfing pattern between these two candles, this third one isn't yet doing that sort of thing. And on the daily, yeah, it's okay. Close above 185, that would be spectacular. We've only got 3 minutes. Only got 3 minutes to do that, and we've put in divergence on this thrust, so I wouldn't expect that to be the case. And really what you're looking at is this weekly candle, and you're saying, well, is it a lot to ask the candles at the end of the week to close up and around 192? It means that they have to go beyond this moving average. It's not the moving average, Jamie, that's your Bollinger Bands. Is it? Let's get it properly. Bollinger Band style. It's the basis line of it. So, right, fair enough. As you can see, it's your 20 period moving average anyway. You have to get above that. That's not really a big ask. And then you want to capture these areas above 192. That's horizontal levels on the lower time frames. It's also significant on the weekly, and as we already talked about with Fibonacci's, you want to maintain the 618 on that retrace below if we do drop down, so the 4-hour lows are important despite the fact that they are quite close. And then you're going above the 236 at the 190 level and closing up and around there, even if it isn't 192 significant. And if we can open and close there, then you might be looking at a quick move up to 210. And although the 0.5 comes in here at 230, and you might be thinking, what about that? That looks like horizontal resistance on the left. The truth is, the lower time frames point to a little bit of hesitation that may come in, and we'll have to see what happens at those moments. Also, this top Bollinger Band will be meeting down here. If we capture the basis line, it's 20 period moving average on the weekly by the time it comes up to Friday, if you can see that sort of thing. So it might be that we see flux up and around these levels. Capturing the 236 here, it's only at 192, and it is possible you could do that in the day. Might be the propellant you need to take it up to the next levels, otherwise there will be pauses. And so this week I'd advise caution. Last minute of time we've got left for trading today. Maintaining the Bollinger Bands. Basis line there for a while. Smaller term time frame, you can see the ADX not high enough to be any strength of trend, and the dominance not clear between these two. DI plus DI negative. No break on the 15 minutes. Let's drop down 1 minute. Touching top Bollinger and bouncing off the basis. Prices are going to close in around where they are at the minute. 10 seconds. Bum 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 bum. Yeah, sweet, nice. Anyway, It's a nice little close there. Price is up 183.77. Nice uptick in the last few minutes. You can see that the DMI flashed. Prices left that area, came back to it again, and then the prices took off. So if you'd been doing the 1 minute chart and you'd be looking at Rocky's DMI, then perhaps you would have been taking that trade. So congratulations if you enjoyed watching it. And does that dispel any of this negative divergence on higher time frames? Let's see. Good bounce. We already talked about that 236 area on this, so yeah, that's positive. Let's see how that continues. Above the Bollinger Bands in the shorter term time frames doesn't mean much, but it could be exciting. I mean, prices, not right now because day is closed, but on the very, very, very small time frames, it looks as though that divergence might have burnt off. We'll see. We'll see. I personally would think that was one market participant, and you're likely to see tomorrow prices again test these lows that we tested today or slightly higher, and then go on up when there's a little bit more consensus about the general marketplace. When we look at AMC, where did it close? Managed to close in above $40. Congratulations. Had a little bit of a jump too, I expect. Let's see it in the last minute. Well, that's not quite as positive. But overall, in terms of the higher time frames, not bad. Quite good to see AMC doing that. It's good formation. 4 hour. You would like to see that continue and close higher. This gap's already been done. You've managed to put in a close above 40 spot. 1.6, is that significant? Not really, because you've got divergence, but the move's not played out by any degree, certainly not in this time frame, and you recovered a 236, so that's positive. I like to see that. AMC could have a good test tomorrow higher, especially if it captures the Bollinger Band top side of 43.50 and then goes up. Does it test 47 there? Well, this is this projected move. It seems as though we think it will beforehand, so that's a recovery down below. Touch here. That's that time frame though. Oops. Looking left, you've got this area at 42.63 that's going to obviously has played one part in the story of this recently, and it may have another touch again. So that's what I think about AMC. Today, good. Tomorrow, test higher again, 47.46. And if you can do that, and this move is sustained with another couple of retraces along the way, obviously, especially in around that area, again at around $50. That's the target on this particular trade, really is around $50, but you'll take profit beforehand if you're sensible. $59 if it opens and closes above there. If market enthusiasm persists, then the next stop on this move is up at $100, and that's where AMC is ultimately going anyway. It's dead obvious it's going to 97, and it's probably going to 109, and it's likely it goes to 127. That's AMC, and that's for busy people. Thanks very much. It's also GME for busy people. Tune in to the live stream. 6 till 9 BST. Rocky, 2 till 3 BST. Hopefully see you there. Thanks very much. There is a clip for the busy folks. Bum 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 bum. GME and AMC and AMC have seemed to move like twins until today. Do you have any thoughts? I think that there has been a degree of rebalancing between different funds since GME made it up into the high 200s and above recently. I think in and around these areas, when the Russell rebalancing was happening, GME had, it wasn't just the Russell rebalancing that was going on at that time. You know, a lot of funds were managing their positions, and the way these positions are managed, especially in large long-term funds, and some of them hold lots of GameStop, is that once it achieves a certain degree of purchasing power, any one asset, then it's out with the purchasing power corridor that is attributed to that particular asset within the context of the greater fund, and as such there was a degree of movement between not just like such stuff for the rebalancing in the Russell, but across the market for loads of different little things. And that effect, along with earnings and so on, had some impact on GME. It's in an ascending triangle, and so it all worked together with the TA, and that now bouncing at the bottom there would suggest that that event psychology has changed. With regards to AMC on the 4 hour, it's actually like, there are similarities in terms of the long-term trend, but within that it's putting in consistent like higher highs, higher lows, and it's really, really obvious. Whereas GME, it's got a long-term trend, and it's also really obvious on a log chart in this time frame. Yeah, but it's put in a high and has since put in a lower high, and then sure, it's a series of higher lows, but it's an entirely different type of formation when you look at it from this angle. At least I certainly think so. Right, and so this is what GME is doing. It's an ascending triangle, looks like that. Top touch, bottom touch, they're all fairly obvious. AMC, it's like also fairly obvious what it's doing, but you couldn't call it an ascending triangle by any stretch of the imagination. And sure, it's put in like, tends to do bull flags, gaps, pennants sort of things, and small, then break out of those, top side move there. So the breakouts of this all lead to these sort of moves. These accumulation periods are like always the same, like the breakout zone there, that was an important one. Since then it's been divergent, since then this has been divergent, quite badly divergent, and it's pushing prices down, and overall it's not put in anything like the bullishness of the ascending triangle. At the same time, it has got something similar on the smaller term time frames. Like this is a W bottom, it's an inverted head and shoulders, and it's yet to beat its previous high that it put in an initial thrust out of it. And you look at this, it's a W bottom, it's an inverted head and shoulders, and it's yet to beat out the thrust that it put in when it broke out of it. That's exactly the same. So like similar levels, like across different time frames, and you look at different aspects of the moves at different times. And like most of that's dictated by market participants in the general environment. So I tend to say that it's like, while there are like changes, like here a GME so it does something that AMC didn't do, and like here perhaps there was a slight difference in time of things, and looked different between its like highs and so on, and its lows looks different, but then at the end of these things it does look similar again. And then like I was saying, when I zoomed in, I was looking at it on the 15 minutes here, and I was saying, what does this look like on GME? And it seems to fit with this formation that we drew at the tail end of last week, and how I work these things out anyway. I don't know what other people think. Whereas AMC, it's like a different, it's similar, right? It is similar actually there with that idea. We did draw that too and think that would be that way that works. And recapturing it was significant. Holding the 236 there though. I don't know. This is divergent. It's not there. That's not a problem. It's here. It's here. A good analysis is between the differences between AMC and GME is to look at the accumulation distribution with markers, and look at that when AMC is breaking the 4 hour resistances that it puts in at previous all-time highs. And when you look at the information there, you can see that like it's like fewer and fewer market participants seem to be driving the narrative on AMC, while they may have bigger and bigger accounts. I don't know, but it's like the people who own it are accumulating more of it, and then it's breaking through highs. Whereas with GME, it's accumulating a lot more in and around its lows, when you look at the areas where it tests what would be like support and where it starts putting in like serious tests of that, or when the formation dictates that that might be more significant than the previous test, you can see that it seems to be accumulating there. So that's a shorthand way of saying, without going through it and looking at it, like there's people who believe in both of them, but they do behave slightly differently in that the people holding AMC are very much like a traditional bull. They'll buy at resistance and push it through and defeat the other people on the trade at that moment. Whereas people in GME have got more of this psychology behind the trades, is more of this perhaps more of a long-term attitude, in that the accumulations are happening lower, and that suggests like perhaps a slightly longer term trading strategy, and like that's maybe closer to what people use when talk about when they say apes. Now that's not me making a controversial statement. I'm talking about like the differences between what bulls and bears, the narratives that people attach to them and whatnot, right? But don't well, I'm a giraffe, so like whatever. GME. Yeah, I'm just doing that to change the subject. So that's what I said. MACD crossover on daily. Did I miss him touch on that? Well, if you didn't tune in last week, then perhaps we talked about it on Friday, mate. That was on Friday. We were talking about it. Has it happened now? I suppose you're right. I suppose it has now actually happened. There's that. This is what was important. Breaking this corridor, right? Did I do this live on stream? I wasn't sure if I did or not. I can't remember now. This is cool. I mean, obviously it's not like this. What is it like? 4 hour? Is that more like it? Yeah, this is it. This is what I wanted to see it do. Keep going with this. Yo. Oh, I've had loads of help today with my sound, but this isn't quite it. This is me defaulted back to a previous setup. Where's coffee, Jamie? I don't know, man. Jeez, Apple, I'm dying. I need some coffee. And no, I don't, because it's too late. It was too late to do it. I was too busy, and then I didn't get it, and then it's too late. And then maybe I'm dying. This is mumble tea. I don't know anymore. But I got loads of help with this sound from this absolute legend of a chap called, we'll call him YOLO Short Squeeze, because that's his name on Reddit, YOLO_Short Squeeze. And he was telling me how to do the sound stuff, but I couldn't figure out how to get the output from waveform into OBS to be the input on OBS. So here I am. They have to get GME back to 180. Algos at work. Oh yeah, and crime and complicity. The secret ingredients. H. Jones. Soon. Moon. Workout Crop is here with the mic. Hey, can you hear the mic? Is everything still working? Is that not? That's okay. Everything's still working. Okay. Yes. So somebody say MACD crossover. Let's talk about that. I was going to also publish this. And that ties into what Stefan was asking earlier about the 15 minutes. It might be any useful. So yes, it is right, but like not as useful as other things. I want to do that in the meantime. Yo, Brady Pearl, hope you're doing better. Rocky, hello, Jamie, and everybody. Yo, Brady Pearl, how you doing, mate? Shake your booty. Caught a bit off the stream today. Loved it. Glad you're back in the saddle. Nice. Yep. H. Jones, I mailed you at long last. Awesome. Nice one. Call me Mr. Slow. Could do, or Mr. Soft, or Mr. Gorgeous. Actually, New Haven, CT, technically New York City, Metro, live near Yale. Pin the stunk puppet on murders on. Stunk puppet murders on. Stunk puppet has been murdering people. It's a disgrace, isn't it? This is nasty. What? Oh, there you are. Honestly, don't want to start saying his name too often or he'll be out. Right, so what I wanted to talk about was, it looked like there was this corridor, and I was matching that up with accumulation distribution last night, or was it Friday, Saturday? I don't know when it was. I forget about times. Anyway, I wanted to see this break out the top side. Predicted it would do, and retest there's not retest the histogram. That's not how this works, but just in this formation, is it possible to even draw this here? You can get away with it. You can just really, you're talking about the top side of things and the downside here, and what was going to happen first in these tests, and was this actually something like this, and when was this formation going to break out? And we speculated that might be positive if it did at that side. So retests after that, if that was the thing that drove the move, would be perfectly fine. And that was also like this crossover. Now, between the moving averages is very different from this like momentum measure on your histogram, right? These are two separate parts of this indicator. You can use them together to achieve profitable trades. But they don't say like in and of themselves like GME is going to go to 1,450 and then 2,450. That's the other things you have to put on top of it. Like what? Well, like loads of things, right? Let's try to answer one question about this indicator. Okay. What was it, right? Well, that line doesn't look very good on the daily. It doesn't look realistic at all, does it? So let's just move it over here. Yay. And everyone obviously would have been looking at it like that before, and then you just have to look like this and be like, is that real or whatever? And, and that's why you're like, well, what is actually happening here, and what's the definitive part of this? And when you combine it with price action, you can say, well, here's this new thing, and within it, here's this, what we've been doing, generally speaking, and price action at the same time bouncing up and down, but this trending down, and to break to the top side of that would suggest a change in terms of the crossover, the signal line, the MACD line crossing. Historically, you'd have to zoom in a lot more to see what was going on back in the day, and so that speaks to how irrelevant it is now. But a MACD cross there, everyone knows what happened around the start of January, middle of January. And the next MACD cross came in around 24th of February. Right, everybody knows what happened around the 24th of February. We've all been here for a while now, haven't we? Us apes, we've been here for a while. We know each other quite well. Yeah, everyone knows it came in at the 24th of February. It had a cross here, right, on the 23rd of April, followed by a second cross on the 14th of May. And the 23rd of April, it was like you got a better low, you got a better entry, and it wasn't significant really. 100, like, was it really actually 144 down to 137? Well, if you care about $6 or whatever, yeah, it is. I'm sure some people do. But it was divergent and it led to a big high, and it was in this period. When you look at the daily time frame, you can see, well, there was still a huge period of volatility right from the first time that signal was given, just even before it, until after it was given the second time. So it was only at the end of that period of volatility on the Rocky Outcrop DMI that you actually got the huge move, a break out the top of it. So like to speak to like how significant certain things are, like here's like perhaps an indicator that's giving you relevant moves with regards to price action and its behavior right now in context. And perhaps like at that instance, the MACD and the daily crossover maybe let you down if you were just looking at it on the daily time frame. But I don't. You look at it just on the daily time frame. Then you go in and you say, well, that was that last time. The last time it crossed, it went up loads. This time it's crossing again. At that stage, it came when you could see this sort of signature forming on the MACD with one high, 2, 3, and then nothing really coming through and breakout on the momentum on the top side. And here we're seeing the same thing. You can draw this line as we had it done initially. 1, and it's like taking a key from this, and as would you do it the same from up here if you were looking at the other side of things. 1, 2, 3, and then you're looking to see momentum break to the top side and really break out of this channel and change the whole formation. And that's how price action has performed since we put in a lower high and then went in to confirm this as a higher high on, well, and particularly on like the daily 2-day upwards than over here. And so that contributes to the bullish inflection of this pattern and so on. But in and of itself, you're like sort of a bit of a loss if you rely exclusively on the MACD, especially on such a big time frame, if that's to dictate much, because the crossing of the lines is more of a trading signal than it is necessarily something that defines long-term price action. Which, if you wanted to do more of that and combine good use of the MACD and explore that more, you could use then the on-chart indicators of your EMAs instead of your Bollinger Bands. Turn them off, remove these drawings, And you'd say, well, when you combine this idea about the MACD crosses, what's coming in with your moving averages, and which of those are crossing, and what time frames is it happening on? And you'd say, just set to 9 at the minute. That was the yellow, which should sometimes see 20, 21, 8 on daily time frames. That 9 at the minute is coming up there. It's had lots of different crosses. We're really looking for ones that came in at the same time as the MACD. What's crossing now? Well, we know that on the very small time frames, we've got lots of things going on the daily. Here's your cross. No MACD's crossing. Negative slope, but positive splay. Give it that one, even though there's a tiny bit of doubt, right? Give it the benefit of the doubt. Here and here you had the crappy ineffective signal, and then followed by a positive one, and the positive one was on a retest here for your 50 period. Is it? Oops. 55 exponential moving average test of it, but this one you got slightly lower. This one again reaccumulating here, reaccumulating above that, positive, bouncing below the 50, negative, higher high, positive. So something positive to be said about it, but nothing really in terms of correlation on price action. And around here, I suppose it was again, this is what's dictating your moves here. 100 period moving average. Yeah, that's better. As you can see, right? MA3, 100 period exponential moving average seems to be coming in at around these daily crosses. So you're getting that at the same time. Well, you are there, you are now. You kind of did on the second one of this, so that invalidates the first one where you were nowhere really near it. And then previous to that, yeah, similar thing was happening around here, right? You could consider that a touch of it at the 16th of December, 11th of January, not so much, but you know, as we were saying, it was before here, it's like loses relevancy as much because we can see from within the histogram it changed in and around here, right? This part of the y-axis is when that aspect of the MACD on the histogram all changed from how it was previously. So then taking signals off that crossover signal line, I don't think this is effective beforehand. So that's that, and yeah, it's great and it is positive, and 2 out of 3 is not bad. I could expect it to go good, particularly because it was, you know, seems to be breaking what would be a trend that you could draw on that, and forms like similar pattern to what it was doing on the previous times when the signal cross was good. So that's positive. Maybe there's a fake out after that rise, retest and then blast off, may well be, and that would come in when early August, push up here, and then what, mid-September, early to mid-September, push on through the ascending triangle top side. Whoa, that would be lovely jubbly. What do I think about the MACD in 15 minutes? Right, well, I think on the MACD on 15 minutes, it's still, if you're ever using the MACD, I combine it, and you'll have seen me say this every time I've ever done anything or ever mentioned it ever, I combine it with the 200 period moving average. And if you're above the 200 period moving average, then you can use the MACD for a bullish trade. If you're not, you can't. If you're below the 200 period moving average on, I don't do it on the 15-minute time frame, and I'll show you why in a second. But if you're below it, then you can go short. And I'm not talking about GME, I'm talking about how you use the MACD to trade effectively. Right, now even having this conversation is dangerous. Some people are paranoid to shit. Anyway, point being, right, you can use the MACD and you can make money off it, and that's what the point of this channel is. Fuck off, you've got a problem with me. So 15 minutes, right, the problem with it, right, on the MACD in 15 minutes is it's like, and it's like those Asbo neighbours, eh? It's like constantly screaming at you and playing loud music and taking things that you shouldn't be, and like it's partying too much and get over exuberated and then doing nothing, right? So you're like, they're all below the 200, and you're getting like very few. Like the way you use this is you also going back to the MACD, right? So you know above the 200, so you're above it, you can go long. You're below it, you can go short. You can't do the opposite. You can't do the inverse on either. So then what you're also looking for is a cross between the MACD and the signal line, right? Right. That's zoom in to show you what that is. Cross D and MACD and the signal line. There. It's this yellow line crossing above this white line. Ugh. So the yellow line crosses above the white line. Good news. But on the 15 minutes, it's crossing above the white line all the time. When it's doing it above the 200 all the time, and are you getting anything out of that? Like, there's no risk reward offering there that you can trade effectively, right? Like, well, while you're above the 200, this one you're above it here. You never had a cross below it. Your cross was below it was here when you were below the 200, so you can't take that trade, not on its own. But if let's look at the 30 minutes and see it in a minute. You can't take that one because of the naffness of this signal. So then here it was below, came up for a potential cross. That was fake, so her trading that's hard, even though it had like, very difficult to trade that one. Here's a cross here, you're above the 200, it tests it, you get a cross on the MACD, everything's positive, it's happening below the center line. If you want to go long, not only does the price have to be above the 200, but the cross on the MACD has to come in below the center line. On this occasion, you got all of that. You got a perfect signal. You even had bullish divergence, potentially. Yeah, you did. And the move was still absolutely crap, right? Still nothing, and faded off, lower high, came back, put in a lower low afterwards. At that point, you got a cross again on the 15 minute. You also got the signal given to you on the DMI, so there's like now a positive potential. That trade did make a difference, right? If you played it perfectly on that indicator telling you how to do it, then not bad, right? 7% or whatever. It's like better being in there than it is at the top of that, obviously. So like you get stuff off it, but like you waste your money doing it all the time. Like how many times would it be wrong out of 100? A lot. You go into the 30 minute and you can see, well, how many did you get here? How many signals? Well, you got one back here, right? Not instead of two, with one of them being crap. You just got one, and it was fantastic. If you got one here, you got one here, and so far it's been okay. It's been a lot better. You're below the 200. This one again, you're below the 200, so you're not necessarily able to take these, and it only made it to the 200. So even if you are taking that and you're a very high risk trader, you're only really getting it up to the point where other people would be looking for it to be a strong signal. And so if it doesn't work there, even if you're not using this to trade, it's informing your trading decisions. So you just get smarter even though you're not using it. So you should learn everything. Yeah, you should learn everything. And here you can say, well, I wouldn't necessarily take that trade because I don't think that that's going to give me enough power to break this high of itself. I'll wait for a retest, and where if it comes in higher and I get another cross on the MACD with more bullish divergence, then maybe that's the trade for me because the risk is lower. So I can use a tighter area to manage it from, and I can get in without as much worry. And in terms of where the sustain is, where's the move sustained from, then you can say maybe it'll go on for further, and then you'll go up and check things like the 4-hour MACD, and you'll be like seeing these things that we talked about at the start of this answer, and then you go on and say, well, maybe it breaks the formation, it's going at the top of that channel. You go into the daily, and then you see there's a cross on the daily, and that's when you think, hoopty days, we got a MACD cross on the daily, and the MACD strategy all ties together. Whoop-de-doop-do. That's fabulous. And that's how I presented information about the MACD cross on this thing in and around the 24th, 25th, 24th, 23rd of February. And I talked about the MACD cross on the daily and how it was important, and it was on the 4-hour, and how you would use it to trade on the 30 minutes, which was one of the things that got me from 200 subscribers to 700 or something. And when shitloads of people on Reddit started talking about the MACD, and at that point was when I started getting frustrated with people stealing my content. As happened again all around here. Anyway, I don't care, because the net benefit is that more people learn about it, and I was able to tell a lot of you people about it, and I've now helped you learn probably a little bit more about how to use the MACD to inform your trading decisions, to make better entries, to spend less time underwater, and to worry less, to be less anxious, to be more happy, to be more rich. And welcome to Tradespotting, where hopes and dreams meet ends and means. Exactly. So that's that, right? And told you about the MACD and did that, and I didn't make that clip, which I should have done for the busy people, which I did make, but I didn't publish it. So I'll just publish that now. It's because it's quite easy. YouTube, and then upload a video. Simple as this. Simple as that. Too simple maybe for some people, some folks. Select files, videos. That'll be it. I know it will be. And I hope that was a helpful answer about the MACD cross on the daily, and answering Stefan's question about is it useful in the 15 minutes, and then just checking in a little bit of educative content about how to use it better overall and like what's actually good about it. So now you know everything about it. GME and AMC today for busy people. Yo, 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 bo, 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 bo. Yeah, there's that. That's me. Blah, blah. And then a thumbnail. Well, you guys don't need to watch all that. I'll take that off. Put the darts back on, and you can also look about, oh, look at those things. You had a conversation about the moving average convergence divergence indicator, and if I add all that information that he told me there to Tradespotting's video on his favorite indicators for trading cryptocurrency and forex, and I start seeing, oh, well, maybe he implements that with other indicators to make it even better. And if he trades it on the 30 minutes, he takes a 1.5 risk reward ratio and he applies that to any asset in the world where that signature is given, that Tradespotting can make 80 to 88% of his trades successful with that signature. Amazing, isn't it? It's amazing. And if you could do that, you could, at 80 to 85% of your trades, I suspect if you did all of those indicators from that other video, you could make 80 to 85% of those trades if you only ever took those trades. You could be successful. You could make 1.5% risk reward, 1 to 1.5. 1.5 risk reward on every trade right now. If you compound those gains over the period of a year, you could be incredibly rich. And none of that is the bullshit you see on, oh, I can make you rich shite adverts, or, oh, look, let's be Amazon retailers and change our lives nonsense, or, hey, look, I taught my gardener to trade so you can trade. Nah, it's none of that, right? That's all bollocks. This is like actually a direct line to the truth. This is how it works. This is how traders who make millions, tens of millions of dollars a year, this is the sort of stuff they do in their sleep, right? This is so good to know this stuff. It forms the basis of lots and lots and lots and lots of wealthy people's lives. And you add all that together with how you trade these sort of things and how you spot early, like an ascending triangle, and you're doing really good. And then I guess if you then put out goofy videos that get like tens of thousands of views about how like this is the entry point and how you can change people's lives, and add all that together, then maybe you, my friend, maybe you are making a difference for once. Fuckers. Right, so there you go, right? And if you're trading this and trying to take money off this and using these videos because you're an absolute fanny and you're going to miss out on the trade of your life, and I couldn't give two flying F's about you, so fuck off. And if you're not like that, hit the like button, because I don't get enough likes, you know. Every video I've ever made has got like not enough likes, every single one of them. So if this is another one of those, 387 people and 331 likes. That's not bad. It's not bad, but it's not enough of either of those two stats. So that's why things have got a better structure, and why we're doing things like these TA for busy people and whatnot. And hopefully it all works out with this over the next week to get people re-engaged with things. So shut up, Jamie. Although deader's not a problem when you're doing this. Did a video, you're going to do that. You know you're going to do thumbnail, upload a thumbnail because you've already got one. All right. And then I'll get back into chat and see how everybody is, and check if there's been anything that I should see. Where's the busy people? GME market close. That's the same picture. I can't use exactly the same picture, can I? Yeah. Let's just change it slightly in the background. Thanks for bringing it every day, man. You're welcome, Jay. Thank you very much. You spelled ape wrong. Did I? Was that me? Was that someone else? I could quite likely have. What's your SC name, Daniel? What is your SC name? Is that Snapchat? Snapchat. Isn't that how that song goes? Another someone donated through Super Chat. Donated. I can't see what that says. What does it say? Canadian dollars, $5. Thank you very much. Another someone. And a heart. Thanks. Daniel Groves, you legend. How you doing, mate? Donated $10. Thank you. Gaston. Effing jacked. Daniel Assange. There you are, buddy. Now, can we get the yelling and swearing? Nah, no, that was 30 minutes ago, so, nope, there was none. It was Cam, wasn't it? Vance and Ape donated $5 through Super Chat. Thank you, Jimmy, you're very welcome. Daniel, another $5. Have I been on for an hour? No, wait, Literal Dumbass subscribed an hour ago. Christine, that was before. Right, cool, I think I got everything there. Thanks very much, everybody. And Sudesh, Subedi has just subscribed. Thanks very much. Welcome to the channel, Sudesh. Right, so I was going to do this Tradespotting. Is Tradespotting the sock whisperer? Right, you've heard, right, of sock puppets, sock puppet accounts and all the rest of it, right? Well, they're all a bunch of absolute imposting losers, right? Right, fuckers. I'm going to rip their fucking heads off and I'm going to spit in their fucking shit down their throats, the fucking fannies. Yeah, exactly, right? That's what you're going to do to all of the stupid sock puppets because you are the one and only stunk puppet, isn't that right? Fucking right it is. So that's it, and you've never seen you like so aggressive before. Where did that come from? You fucking know where it came from, man. You know you've got it too. You've got it too, yeah. Right, so that's the truth about it, and that stunk puppet, and the world knows who he is. So, you know, they're quaking in their boots because they know he's coming for them, the stupid sock puppets. Record low volume on GME today if you want to take a look at it, or take a look at the absence of it. Yeah, cool, we'll do in a second. Case might. Gotta do a thumbnail though, innit? GME and AMC, you see, because it's a special one today. GME and AMC, they love each other, says GME. It's like my singing. Daniel Sands, yes, so that was me, I remember now. You posted it to Respawn, I loved it. You're talking about Daniel's music, which is freaking incredible. Incredible! Lucky chap. We were talking about his guitars there on Friday, and I was afterwards dreaming about guitars all weekend. Cheers, Daniel. It's never enough things in the world, right? I've got to buy loads of things to make me happy because I'm not happy, so I need to spend loads of money, and if I could do it all on classic guitars, then I would. Yeah, it'd be fantastic. AMC, GME, closed? No, it's not closed, it's for busy folks. Busy apes. DME, Emily for busy apes. Okay, that's what it is. Got a problem with that, anybody? Huh? Punks. The apocalypse. Down payment on a stunk puppet. Ha, there is only one. Down payment. Down payments? They think you're for sale. They think that you're replicatable. You're one of a kind. There's nothing like a stunk puppet. Stunk puppet's awful. Like, you see those Pepperami adverts? Kind of got that kind of attitude. That'll be fun times when it does. You're telling me what we're talking about. The hedgies are trying to sock block us. I hate it when you get sock blocked like that. You just got to roll with the sock blocks. That's what they say. Can't wait for the vroom. Make a second channel, GME for JME. Have JME the sock puppet go on 20-minute rant per clip. That'd be good. I'd watch that. Maybe I will. Ashley Lem. Ha, nice one. I should read it. What's for dinner? I have no... don't talk to me about food today. I wish I had other things to be doing than eating, unfortunately. Right, Detroit, right. Okay, that's what I'm going with. I'm doing what I've just done, and that's the end of that story, so... Save, yeah, save it. And then you can save it as, and then you can upload it, and then we're done, Jimmy. You can't save things at the same time as you're saving things. Yeah, I know that. Hurry up then. Whoop. You need to clip this. Clip this bit now. No way. People, what? Are you crazy? I was embarrassed I was even saying things, and things were happening, and I was like, nah, this isn't happening. I'm just going to pretend this isn't happening. Daniel, mail me Coco and Sunk Pump It, and I'll mail you my Les Paul. I've got a better deal, right, Daniel? You mail me your Les Paul, and then I'll mail you Coco and Sunk Puppet. Legit would do. Honest. No jokes. No, I'm writing in what I'm saying. I'd often do that. M stands for busy APs. Busy APs. We'll go for a JPEG today, or we'll keep it as a ping. What do you reckon, guys? Shall we have a poll? No, we shall not, because that was a stupid joke. Close. Photoshop's pure cash. Go away. Advanced in 8 purchased every book on Ricky's Discord book list this weekend. Advancing. Thank you, Jamie. You're killing it then, by the way, man. If you read those books, take your time and ingest what they're saying, you're going to do so good. That was like a good decision. Thank you for doing that, right? Well done. Doesn't get me anything, obviously. Well done. Congratulations. Congratulations, mate. Save that. Yes, save. What happened there? Dead air. Like Con Air, but only not quite good. Desktop. Will I just say what I'm doing and then I'm still talking? Does that count as content? Nope, doesn't do me. And you're an asshole. YouTube. YouTube. Thumbnails. Ah, finally. There we go. It's done. Thank goodness. Playlists. Delete dump. D for busy people. There you go. That's it. Monetization. Damn right. What? You didn't ask me anymore. Like, actually, it's true. It's good to ask me because often I don't. Often I turn it off. If I think it's an important message and there's some reason to turn it off, then I'll do it. Often. Just. But this is like. Just what it is. Sorry. It's like answering door in your nightdress, which I often do, and Postman's well acquainted with me in my nightdress. Continue. Yes, and next. Aye. Ow. Oh my goodness. Whoa. So my niece has been up, and that takes a lot of energy out of you for various reasons, especially if you're not used to kids around for a long time. Oh my goodness. Justin Pandia, take my money, Fanny. And no bother, cheers. Will do, thanks. Thank you, Justin. Wow. Chair. Right, add a card. I suppose I could because at some point I talked about that video of my favourite indicators, so I'll add a card in this one. So if you watch this back, you'll find it. Oh, how did I do that? Well, it's a card and it's my video, and yeah, it's my video, and it's which video? What was it called? So I can just tell you, it's because it'll be here right now. It's not even in my lists. Five best indicators. Crash course. Blink. Save. It's like helpful. I'm doing this stuff for people here. This is good. Remember, I'm helping. Yes, next. When will I make it public? Says an instant premiere. Schedule it. No, just go save and just public. Don't want it as a premiere, just play it. Okay, there you go, publish. Wait for the checks to finish so you can get advertising money. You have to wait for the checks to finish. You have to wait for them. To finish. Blah blah blah. Just publish it. I don't care, right? Whatever. First people to get in without an advert. Whoa, lucky them. It's not even finished uploading. 81% left. How can that be possible? Is it that much of a big file? Have I just uploaded the wrong file? Can I have done? I should check that. Here, and then it was a video, and it was this one, which is how long? Can't play. Another app's controlling it right now. Well, that's true. It's uploading, isn't it? View details. Hour 55, as if it was like 13 minutes. I've uploaded the wrong one then. It was all for naught. Oh, I filmed that after. That was the last one, and that lasted how long? How can that have possibly been that? That was on 26th of 7th, 2021. It was 13 minutes. That was 6 minutes. Must have been that one. So it can't be this one I've uploaded. Must have done all that wrong. Close, cancelled. Fuck's sake. Visibility. Private, because I don't even know where it is. Save changes. Thanks. Sorry, everybody. This is really crap. I know. Sorry. Upload. Video. It must be this one. That video was on the Mass Investors channel. Yeah, it is on the Mass Investors channel. It was a really good fun video to make. Rocky can movie, link you to it, that'd be fine. GME, AMC, DA for busy apes. GME, AMC. Bing. Open. Where's that cup of tea? Oh, it's gone. It is now. Summer is boring. Summer It's a flash in the pan here. You don't get much summer in Scottyland. Continue. 13 minutes, that's not bad. Okay, I think people are happy with those sort of videos, 13 minutes long. Don't have to watch all of this nonsense I went through making the thing either. They're so lucky. What do I hit next? Does that work? No. Okay, did it? No, not done it. Now done it. Let me do it. Happy days, we've done it, we've ready. It's all ready now. Observe thyself, love that. What did you say? Oh, it was a laughy face. What did he say though? That's that done. Add a card to this crap again. Oh my goodness. Add subtitles. Right, that'll be the day the YouTube subtitles are terrible as it is with my Scottish accent and my mumbling TA. It just doesn't work. Oops, I forgot to change the visibility. I'm an eye silly. Finally, it's ready, guys. Even though you've seen what I did anyway, it's all ready now. You can see it again. Done. Save. Right, so when it's uploaded, it'll just go publish. There it is. Copy, and a copy and a pasty, and put it in there, right? And then I pin this. No, I shouldn't. I should say TA for busy apes here. Then Control V, then paste like that. Whew, and then I can pin it, and then I can get back to chatting to people in a relaxed manner where my back isn't getting stabbed by this chair. Let's maybe answer some questions or something, be some help or something. Upload complete, great, right, well it's all out there, everyone can see it, and I've pinned a link and you can play it and watch it. And if you've arrived and you're looking for the TA, well I've done it, as good as you'll see it, it's in a clip, it's there, it's saved. And it lasts 13 minutes, so it's quick and it's easy to digest. Don't know why I'm speaking like that. It's strange, isn't it? I'd agree. Hello, everybody. What is it? If I missed anything, what have I missed when I was doing all that? Whoa. Okay, he's going to have some probiotic stuff. So keep his promise to his probiotic friends. Some watermelon. You're going to eat all that red, eh? Yes, I just remember to have it. You do. You've got big chunks of watermelon. Made sures of it, didn't we? Big chunks. And Mum got a huge ass watermelon, carried it back for him too. He's got a whole watermelon armour on this. This whole watermelon suit will be ready by tomorrow. First like, yay me. Awesome, somebody got in. Best time for watermelon. Nice evening time after a warm sunny day. Some watermelon. So everybody looks happy. Dang, I am late, but it's okay because you can watch the video today's TA for busy people. But you are worried, you said, because first like, so you were late to it because something happened. I don't understand. So it's good to see people are chatting together in chat. It's not interrupted by all those games. I hope that works. People will find that to be positive. 266 people watching, so the people that are here would have been here regardless because you're used to them by now. But also they're here, not here, so now people got 400 likes. That's brilliant. Wow, awesome. And what did I miss over here? Take my money, you fanny. Thanks very much, Justin Pindio. Gotcha. And then that's an ape, and we got all these. For a very special boot for Sock Puppet. A very special boot. For a very special boot. Paul B. Wow, how generous. Hear that, Sock Puppet? Yes, I heard it. So, it's just not bad you can project your voice like this. Microphone's not built as supposed to be able to pick up people talking far away. Oh, that song's stuck in my head again. You're my Barbie girl. That one. Oh God. Oh, watermelon sugar. Watermelon sugar. Watermelon sugar, mate. I like the games, but this chat is way better without them. Good. Awesome. Right. Good. Awesome. Awesome. I haven't seen as much as I would have liked to. If I ended now, I could read it all back and have a relaxing evening. What about that? Are we bullish still? All I need to know. Yes, Austin Cunn. We are very bullish. In the face of, like, in this particular way we do tea around here, as you probably know, right? It's like we like it. We like the mayo. We think it's fantastic, and we look for reasons to dip ourselves in it and slather it all around us. And there's so many of them, right? This was like one of those hot tub streams, but with mayo. That was what was happening back then. And since then, yeah, everything's bullish AF, mate. It's cool, no worries. Cover this 236 up here at 192. You're flying, and then you'll be up and you'll be at 250, 265 bucks. And then you come back and give me a high five. I'll give you a high five, and then we'll talk about how good the TA is around here. If you want to see like a slightly longer version of that explains why things are the way they are, more than just one reason, then there's a 13-minute video that talks about it and all similar things for AMC, which is like good. It's a good video, and I recommend you watch it, mate. Well, I commend it. Like, I feel sick now. Thanks. Think I'll buy more. Hey Jimmy, just made my first kimchi with my mum. All right, nice one. Excellent. And doing it with your mum too, Double Remember. Cool. Hi, Double Remember's mum. Great to see you cooking together. That's nice. I'm sure your mum likes doing that. Well, likes you doing the work if it goes that way, or maybe not. I don't know. What's your mum like? My mum likes cooking with me, or at least she likes me cooking. Hey Jamie, just made my. Oops, I just read that. Kenny has some banana bread baking in the oven. Can you smell it coming? I do love banana bread, especially homemade banana bread. It's beautiful. Absolutely love that stuff. Yep. For 10 seconds as a joke. What happened for 10 seconds? Where did Daniel say? Barbara Girl was the first dance at my wedding because my wife is named Barbara. For 10 seconds as a joke. Nice. Nice. I suppose it was a surprise joke to everybody, and Dave was like, oh no, and then you're like, actually, but I'm Daniel Assange, so I don't play Barbie Girl. I expect that's what went down. Tradespotting. Question RE divergence with the RSI. Does one need to assess whether they are in an uptrend or a downtrend? It seems you might look at highs for one and lows for the other. It's true, yeah, you want to look at it if it's an uptrend or a downtrend, and look at it if it's hidden divergence or the non-hidden kind. And they come in at the other side of the trend if you're an uptrend or a downtrend, and you can look for hidden divergence. It's also known as convergence. And yeah, you want to be looking for that. But this is an uptrend, generally speaking, and then in the lower time frames, it's a downtrend. And so you play those two things together. In this sense, you can see like that this is hidden bullish divergence here because it's on the bottom side of an uptrend. So it's hidden because it's on the other side from like the top side is where you look for bullish divergence on an upward move, and the bottom side is where you look for bearish divergence on a downward move. And when it's on the top side of a downward move or the bottom side of a top move, then upward move, then that means it's hidden, and often you'd call it convergence and that, and so or hidden bullish divergence. In this sense, this is hugely hidden bullish divergence because it's so much lower on indicators than it was at its previous low. Like, whoa. Where price is higher, and it's an uptrend, and that's on the bottom of the uptrend, so it's hidden, so it's convergence. So, and then when you think about that and you combine it with all the other things that we've been doing, talking about accumulation distribution with markers, talking about TD sequentials and whatnot, and you're like, boom, 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 boom. So that's the boom answer. We'll look at minimum at and see if it's still in the path you said it would be on. I can't remember what I said it would be on. Let's look at it. Come here, you little. There it's at 236. What are all these? What did I say it would do it at? I mean, I've got a lot of lines here. Oh, here's your trade. I said it would keep going down and you'd get in here. And that was the trade to take. I said it could potentially go here, and that some people would take this, and it's a good reason to take that trade is when it opens and closes above here or in this 0.5 retest. I said probably that would be a good trade, but I wouldn't take it because I'd like to get the extraness. These extranesses here, also the reduced risk, plus you're below the 200 period moving average on the daily, and every time you go above it, you go back down. You can't open and close it, but there you touch another moving average back. You went above that, but couldn't hold it above there. Close below the 0.5, haven't tested above the golden pocket, not great. Open and close below the 200 period moving average, then it's just bleh. 236. If you hold that, fine, right? Open and close above the 200 afterwards, you're also above 382. That's cool. You need to break this resistance horizontally that comes into the 0.5. If you look left, you'll have gone through a lot of stuff by then. That's interesting, but I don't think that's going to happen until you've tested 280. Why? Well, here you've got your strength of trend. It's like, so it's literally dead, and then you got a positive chance, but no. Let's see, I mean, has it gone far enough up to do that? Yeah, because it has to get above 494, right? It's at 344 at the minute. It has to get above 494. It has to get above these moving averages. It has to get above this 236. And even then, like, only then can you say that there's potentially been a turnaround. Really, I'd like to see that happen. It's doing it on the smaller ones. That's cool, but it's below the 200 period moving average on the daily, and it's like tested it and failed recently. It's also got a negative slope on a couple of averages here. Don't like to see on that time frame on 4 hour failure. Crap cross. Crap for ages. All day today, that was crap. Yeah, so I think that'll come down and still do whatever it was that I've said it was doing, for probably more comprehensive reasons than I gave there. But yeah, I still think it does, and I wouldn't change my mind until it's above 490. Even then, like $5 is where you're looking for open and close, and then you need to see on at least an hourly, probably a 4 hour, to think like, has it turned around? Has it done anything? And before then, it's got so many other areas it could go to. It could even go lower and down here. And if you did, that would be an amazing buy, probably, because, well, for various reasons. So yo, that's that. Yeah. To be fair, I should be an orchard by now. Shake your booty, shake your orchard. Get some oranges. Chat, please give me the strength to stay off sick. It's been really hard while bartending. Oh, well done, Doberman. Yeah, well, like, it's a disgusting habit, right? Especially when you're doing that sort of a job. You never break the chain, mate. You've done so well. Like, how many days are under your belt now, or hours? You're not going to want to let that happen to you. Doing great. It's hard if you're bartending and everybody else is smoking. But if you visualize that smoke going into their lungs and killing them, then it makes it a lot easier. If you think about how disgusting it is, then it'll put you off. I was also told sitting too close to the TV would give me square eyes. Haha. Yes, and if you eat your crust, your hair goes curly. How about starting into the microwave? Staring into the microwave. That could be content for me. Every time you smoke a cigarette, Kenny gets more meal. No! We don't want it, Kale. We can't have that. So remember, you can't do that. You can't give Kenny the meal like that. And it'll invalidate any decent chance of life insurance or health insurance. Leptin, my grandma would tell me that as a kid. Haha, missed out, old gal. Shit your booty. How you doing, mate? How's everybody else? How you doing? Grow like the wind. Uptrend. So much lower as divergence, and that's the bottom of uptrend. Talking about bullish divergence. Boom, 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 boom. Music to me ears. My ears, mate. Is it true that Rangers beat Real Madrid 2-1? Quite possibly. The mighty Blues. Who knows, Blue knows. Did they? What, at some point in time ever, possibly? I don't know. I can't answer that. I'm not very good on the old Rangers statisticians. There are people in here in chat who know more about it than me, I'm sure. Die another Dave. Burnt sugar. If you don't like the old season one, just imagine their prawns eyes. Num num num. Good for you. Yeah, exactly. They are prawns eyes. That's where they get them from. You mentioned that's why that colour too. You mentioned your other brother coming on to give some different advice. Looking forward to when's this happening. He is with my nieces who were staying with me. He picked them and drove on up to take my mum, where she lives up in the north of Scotland. He'd be there for a while, and then he comes back. Maybe I'll get him on, and he could talk about different types of funds and different types of investments and his type of perspective on things. Or in the meantime, I can give you other people's perspective on things. Speaking about different things with different people recently, lots of different DD, going over it with different people who are serious traders who work now for huge banks, and some who recently did, and others who've been a while, talking about all the DD and different stuff and that. And most of them, these are people who've like made loads of money and don't care about GameStop or anything else. They're not interested in anything really, other than not losing money. And the conversation you'd have with them is like takes a while to get them all interested, especially in a conversation with each other, talking about various bits of the DD and that. And a lot of the impression that a lot of them get is like, whoa, people really don't understand, and sure, they're just learning about the markets, and they seem to, a lot of people were like, the conclusions that are drawn with the commentaries that come along with it are kind of negative about a lot of the people that do these jobs, and that makes it hard for me to have the conversation with them when I'm like, hey, this is what we're kind of thinking right now. And then the thing that I show them says, you're a big fat wanker. And then they're like, well, your DD is legit, but the way you've said it, or actually a lot of it is like, I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of this stuff, and don't think that this is accurate, and I don't think it's put, like, a lot of it's taken wildly out of context, or if not that, then not set in context. And so when somebody with experience is looking at it, it can be like a little bit of a head wreck for them to get around like people's tones and any individual's understanding of things, which is interesting. Grow like the new member. Wow, look at that new member face that's come up at the top. Did I see that before with that icon? I don't know if I did. Welcome to Chimp, and it's really dark green, easier to read. That's amazing. Thanks. Welcome to Chimp, buddy. That's really appreciated. Thanks. That makes the whole stream today really worthwhile. Thank you. Great start to the week. I hope if I got a member every day, that'd be amazing. And if nobody left, if you stop leaving, you leavers, you splitters. Why are you splitters? You splitters. Although I know it's okay, cool. If you don't like me anymore, what's that all about? But for any other reason, that's cool. Ha! And if you don't like me, what? What? Don't remember. What did that say? Thanks for coming, mate. Thanks for coming. Thanks for joining the membership. Thanks again for Mamati. I got in at $3.95. I think I want to get out and buy a couple more GME. Paul de Greasy. I'm still on Matt in the background. 344. It's not a great loss. Is there any way you want to buy more GME? I will managing that process. Whoop. Where do you want to do it at? I suppose you don't want to sell it down here. That'd be crap, wouldn't it? And I've got the stop loss ID on this trade at like below 247. Where is it? Does it tell me on it? Exactly not. But like there is a bit of a drop there to go before you're proved wrong or not, and like there's a bigger like why hold trades when they're going against you if you don't care about the asset and it doesn't have any implication on the dynamics. So for there's no like need to diamond hand this. I don't know. Like I think if you're waiting for dividends and whatnot, that time has passed. If you're looking for other things, like these are your entries, and like holding that trade down to here. Sure, if you're doing position management or whatever, there's always a risk it doesn't come back, and if it does, it doesn't come back to where you need it to, and where are you buying it at anyway, and do you get in it low enough and then out high enough, and how do you do that? And maybe you are better cutting your losses and being wise about things and getting better entries later, or putting it into things that are perhaps come with less opportunity cost and more upside. That's certainly how people who make money trade. But don't let this ever constitute something like financial advice. Everything I said there was a question mark, as it always has been from the beginning of time. Thanks, Paul. It's appreciated. You're welcome very much on tea anytime, my friend. The sub has the boss. Oh, that was the Rangers question. I don't know, quite possibly. If were they playing right now, like that would be awesome. Any thoughts on Sophie? We looked at Sophie recently. Who is that? Jason Myers. Let me check it. I don't know if people know this, but I'm like deliberately trying to read non-members and chats as well as everybody else's, so that people feel included. Because somebody said I wasn't doing enough of that, but I think I try to, so I'm trying to including it. Sophie, where are you? I know I added you. If you, had ya. Did have it at one point anyway. Here we are. Oh, it says it is there. Take me there. Well, my drawings have gone, so whatever I did think about it, I don't know anymore. Could be worse, but... Ugh. Bum, bum. Below the 200 period moving average on like everything. That's the descending triangle. It's going to do something like that. If it goes down, it breaks down, and it's possible it doesn't, right? Because this could be it having done a bump and run. It's got out of this downward sloping thing. It's broke out of this channel, and that's all positive and does look good. And it's just since then we want to see it go up, and it's put in this negative formation. I think this may be onto something. Maybe has to maintain that idea. The measure move out of this, let's say it's 60%, probably takes it around there. If it touches that again, that's a good retest. We've also put in a double bottom, another touch of this divergence that we saw in slightly higher time frames here. This is lower highs. And there's the lower highs. And there's the lower highs. And there's no escaping those lower highs. And that's lower than it should be. I really don't want to ever see this below 1450. Really now don't want to see this below 1421. Don't know why it doesn't give you all that much information. Maybe it's just not been around that long. If so, you've got like this. It's on the 618, so touch the golden pocket. That's very positive. So in here's another low at this area. You've got a good potential signal coming up on DM rocket across DMI, and that's interesting too. Can't get enough from this, right? There's like, this is missing two important things to be able to do TA with this because of the formation it's put in, right? Just because the fact that it isn't very old, that's one thing, and as the nature of that, it's not had time to do certain things. Now, it still could have done them all. It's in fact done something else, which is put in lower highs and higher lows, and so that's nothing to go on, and it makes it impossible to define any sort of a trend, and it makes the TA kind of like you're looking at stuff that's like very low time frames and whatnot. In saying all that, you got to have balls to take trades, and here's like a couple of good reasons. Like, this is not bad, it's just not got everything you need. This is bad, but in the chance that like if it got good again, it'll be very good for you. and like you've got the proper retrace, you've got all of the things on the go. Like it's not all that terrible in loads of different ways. What's the volume say about it? People are interested. Those people are probably there's a bit of a sell off there. So I really want to see this break 1930. Somebody once said that. Boing. Right, 1979. It's coming in at that level. Why did it? Is that fair enough? Right. It's a lot different. So up at that, back that. 382. Get back up there. 236. That'd be great. That's the next step on it. And then it would come in. It would also again be then a lower high. So really, what you want to see it doing is break above and its all-time high is the one you look to. So these are the three moves that you're looking for. This. I'd take profit here. I'd probably look at this on shorter term time frames, use all those things I was talking about earlier in this episode for how to trade, and other things that I've talked about in all those episodes for how to trade and what indicators and how to take signals and all, yada yada yada, and look for a good candlestick pattern and then enter this perhaps short term, and then look for take profits at like 25% up, and then again up at like 50%, and then up at like 85-90%, you'd be taking more profits, and those targets are like 19 something bucks, 22 something bucks, and 27-28 bucks. Entries on it, like reasonably safe to manage them, because if it does drop down, well, your stop loss can be just straight down there below you, because like it's already got the golden pocket and all there. It's got also previous levels looking left of reasons to enter. It's got wicks and whatnot, so some people might think you get a bargain in at around 14. Other people might think you get an amazing bargain at 13.30, 13.40. You may well do, and it would trick a lot of people, but otherwise I'd like to see this, or I'd expect to see this, even if it does put in slightly lower in here, then turn around and put in some sort of at least a lower high, and at that point you've easily got a 25%, 30% move on the go. And if you want to trade to live like I do, then that's not bad. So thanks very much for pointing that out. Yeah, we'll look at Sophie again later. And I've looked at her recently, so my drawings have gone, and I was thinking about doing stuff for that maybe. Anyway, it looks good now, so we'll see. I mean, it looks bad, but it looks like it potentially could then go good on the end of this move. What you want to see is it going above those Fibonacci levels that would be important. On this side, this high, sort of low, you want to see that recover in its previous support and resistance here, right? It's easy to do that, right? 200. This comes at $16.80. You need to see this opening, closing 4-hour candles above $16.80. At which point you're looking at the trades up, the 25% type moves, and that's positive candlestick coming in here with the right touch of divergence. Maybe it takes one more touch, and it holds you in the trade for slightly longer, and you do need a slightly lower stop loss to make money on it. But overall, it's like risk reward on this is dead easy, and the indicators, if you use the right ones at the right times, this is saying that they may be about to start going. So that looks interesting. What time is it? 20 past 10. 20 past 10. Right, so this on the left, right, in this episode, technical analysis, GME, AMC, and then we covered other things because people asked Matt and Sophie, and I think that was about it. As you can see below here, this is Rocky. He's on his channel, youtube.com/RockyOutcrop, and he's doing live streams from 2 to 3 p.m. BST. So it's pre-market, market open, and then afterwards. And it's just scheduled for an hour, but as he gets more and more back to himself and recovers from nearly dying, then he'll be able to build more and more in, and that's great. And then I'll build more and more back, and then we'll meet in the middle, and so we'll be doing it again all day back, coming at you, while this technical analysis and structure to the episodes gets better and better with lots of help from lots of people. And what I'm hoping to get at the minute is, with YOLO_short squeeze help, improve the sound a little bit better, and with Dave and Eddie and a couple of other people giving me advice on lights and the distance between different things to make it all look better and that sort of thing. So those all be better, all the little things you may not even notice but make a big difference. And This stuff area on the left will break down like more what we're going to cover in more detail and what times they might be coming up with regards to like how long we'll spend on each thing. Still won't constitute a chapter, but it'll give people who tune in live an area like they're interested in X, Y, and Z. They can go back and find it easily enough so that people don't leave when they arrive. If I'm not talking about their thing right now or I can't see their question in chat, they'll be able to see on the left that I talked about it for 15 minutes, approximately 45 minutes ago or something, and go skipped it. Go rewind and stuff. And then also what would be really good was it would be like if I could have the whole show split up with like sections that were like easily distinguishable from each other and transitory with like motion graphics with like music and jingles and stuff and like 3D modeling people make that logo of Tradespotting spin around and say Rocky's logo and other things and like come from a big screen, go small screen, go big out again, wish wash wash, and like now we're looking at AMC, wish wash wash, and that AMC come up on the screen like whoosh whoosh, and then the logo come up as a transition to Rolls Royce, and then it comes up boom boom, all that stuff. So hopefully work with folks and get that stuff done and make it everything better, and also the structure this week. So those are the times, and we'll be building more and more towards each other. Okay, so that's the way it's going. And if Rocky doesn't recover better faster, then we'll stick with that ever. It's a good start, and it's good to be back. And I know he enjoys seeing everybody today because he was well chuffed about it, and he's feeling better, looking better, and it's great. So thanks for everybody. What's everybody saying? Tradespotting. Will you look at that? I did look at that. Cool. Nice one. And then what else? Let's see. See things here. What is it I'm seeing? There's my name. Great work on the channels, guys. I love the effort you put in, Rocky Crop. Awesome. Thanks, Vic Vince. Appreciate it, mate. Glad you're back, Rocky. Same here. Thanks, Tradespotting. You're welcome, Katie Babes. Hey, Jamie, how do you think the UK Euro markets will handle the MOAS? Literal dumbass. It's such a wide question. I'm not sure exactly what you're meaning. Like, how will they handle post MOAS? How will the Euro UK markets, as in the brokers over here, like, or you mean like how will they respond to it, and so on? I'm not sure, mate. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about the question because it's so vague. It's like there's so many things that could be asked, but I think generally speaking, the UK Euro will react the same way like everybody else outside of America does, which will be generally speaking the same way everyone in America acts. I mean, the American markets lead the world in most things. If they don't, it's like London, and like the Euro markets will just copy what those two do. Jamie, what sale type do I use to sell my shares? Limit orders. At 19.5 million when it hits there on the second time. Or not, I don't know. It's up to you what you do, mate. Nobody can tell you what to do with your money, but limit orders do tend to make you more money over the piece. That's certainly that's just obvious. It's the execution and timing of them in combination with that makes all the difference too, though. It's all very difficult to explain in a quick question, nanotechie. But yeah, like essentially a limit order, depending on what type of size your order is and what you're looking to do. Good till cancel, fill or kill. Depends. It all depends, and I can't answer it specifically for your situation because I don't know exactly what way you're trying to trade. Buy my pajama, you bloody brother, you. Do you want to look at the volume and GME mileage? Case, you're desperate to look at this, aren't you? Sure, I'll look at it. Tradespotting. Can you take a look at the Spirit? Lots of people price action as a merger with Bitcoin mining company. I was about to just jump off after I looked at the volume, but Ballistic Hog S. What is it here? SPRT. Yes, okay, let's check it out. That was that trade. That was a retest. That was the test of that high. Open close there. Today. Nope, that's not relevant. Daily. Lower high. Still lower high. Yeah. That gap didn't get filled on daily. Funny. It's divergent and awful. This is a normal pullback. 1615, 615. This looks shit to me. Right now, I mean, this looks shit. I mean, it looks like it's done really well. That was very good. That's very good. And ADX is about to make it to 38. And that's all very positive. And this is positive, but this is less so. And this is not great that it's opened and closed with. Sure, it's filled a gap, whatever, on that, but that it's back down here. I haven't tested that high. That's not too bad. What about this? That's not bad. I'd look for a retest of around 569. That'd be a nice entry on that. It's confluent here, looking left with its previous area of resistance, which is touched once here, and it might be an entry. But I'd hold off and see how price action performed. I'd look for it on less than a daily, and I'd look for 4-hour positive candlestick patterns, along with some accumulation at significant levels here. That might not happen. It might be that this, having tested its previous high, does now take a rest and come back down beyond that 618 from this, which also will be like drawing now. From here to here, it'll be the 236. Yeah, and around the golden pocket here, 618 is at the 236 of this Fibonacci. Very likely you'll see it come down there after testing all-time high. It's not got any divergence necessarily, but this gap and this candle and that. I mean, it's just not something you can buy here off these indicators. It's already made a lot of the move that it was gonna. This signaled here. And this uptrend part of this move, this bullish divergence. Hidden, but only part of this tiny little trend. I mean, how's that going to take it beyond its all-time high? No, it isn't. Like, and then you've also got the people who initially invested in this dumping on you. Well, whatever this time frame tells you about these people, whatever this is, however long it's actually been around, not great. So yeah, I expect to see that come back at least to 236, and truth is that you probably get a much better trade at this in or around 430. Where you've got like serious levels of much more of this stuff has been traded in around here. Much more likely you get picked up in somewhere in here than in that. If it does, and it's a really bullish trend and it goes on from there, whoop-de-doop-de. But I mean, what the event you talked about at the time isn't something that tends to play out in price action over and over and over. It's usually done, and this looks like that. And then I'd say like 370, 355. That's like below where you'd be looking at, and then truth is you might actually be looking all the way down at $3.20, and that is where I would take this from, $3.20. At which point I'd probably take it to profit at 420. Of course I would. And then I would also take it up again at 555. So that's the trade that you got for that. That's how I drew that. That's how I would play it. That's how I play that. And it won't come around in the next 5 minutes, that's for sure. And what else was I going to look at on GME again? Yay. So we get to end on GME because it will be the end. We're going to look at the volume. And they're going to say, oh my goodness. Goodness. My lord. My lord. Is that you, my lord? What the frickin'? Here we go. It's a new record, Case guy. You're right. Case. We were right to lower that down now. 1.2. $1.256 million. $1.256 million. $1.256 million is all it takes to move this around like it's yours, like it would, like it is already. That's why you just need that much, and you can knock this thing around. And it's like the truth is, it's probably quite hard to get your hands on that much of it. Real versions of it. What is that? Right. So yeah, thanks for telling me about that case, and then reminding me that is now the new record since when? Since time immemorial. No. We still have lower days. Okay, it's okay. Whew. It's okay, guys. Although we are now lower than we were on the 3rd of July in 2018, that's no longer record. Boom, we're below there. We've now extended it back to 12th of October 2017. Wow, so we've taken it back like Robert Loxley to the concrete streets of the 12th of October. Wow, new record. Nice place to end the show. Thanks very much for tuning in. Thanks very much for everything you do for me and Rocky. See you